Rain hammered against the windshield, each drop a shard of glass shattering the quiet of the night. I sat there, the city lights bleeding through the downpour, and a cold, hard truth settled in my gut. The killer we were hunting, the one leaving a trail of bodies across the city, wasn't just some phantom in the shadows. No, this phantom had a ghost inside the department, protecting them, erasing their tracks. The thought made the air in my car feel thin, suffocating. Driving back to the station felt different. The familiar building, usually a beacon of order, now seemed like a fortress hiding a traitor. Every face I'd passed, every officer who gave me a nod, looked different. Their eyes seemed colder, their smiles a little too tight. It was like walking into a room where everyone shares a secret, and you're the only one left out. Paranoia. Maybe, or maybe, for the first time, I was seeing things clearly. The walls felt like they were closing in, whispering that the enemy wasn't out on the streets, but right here, walking the same halls, wearing the same uniform. My office became my sanctuary, a chaotic mess of case files, coffee cups, and half-eaten takeout. I drowned myself in the evidence, searching for the one thread that would unravel everything. Phone records, financial statements, old case reports that had been shelved for no good reason. I was looking for a ghost, a name that shouldn't be there, a connection that defied logic. 4 days, I barely slept, fueled by black coffee and a burning need to know. My world shrank to the papers scattered across my desk. Then, I found it. A faint signal in the noise, one name, popping up in the periphery of 3 different cases, always dismissed, always explained away. Officer Lucas Ward. Lucas. He was one of the good ones. Or so I thought. Always had a smile, a quick joke, the guy you'd trust to have your back in a firefight. He was the last person anyone would suspect. I rechecked the data, running his name through every database I had access to. A phone call here, a misplaced piece of evidence there. Individually, they were nothing. Tiny little clerical errors. But together, they formed a perfect pattern, a shadow network of cover-ups that all led back to him. The realization hit me like a physical blow. The friendly face in the briefing room was a mask, and I had to be the one to rip it off. The interrogation room was cold, sterile. The two-way mirror felt like 100 eyes, watching. Lucas sat across from me, his posture relaxed, a picture of calm indifference. He answered my questions with practiced ease, his story airtight. He was just doing his job, he said, following procedure. He smiled. That same friendly smile I'd seen 1,000 times. But this time it didn't reach his eyes. They were like chips of ice. I let him talk, let him build his wall of lies, brick by brick. I knew I had only one shot to break through it. I slid the photo across the steel table. It wasn't much, just a grainy surveillance shot from a warehouse loading dock, taken months ago. But it was enough. It showed a figure in the shadows, their face obscured. They were shaking hands with a known enforcer for the Raven Syndicate, the very crew we were investigating. "Recognize the location?" Lucas, I asked, my voice low. He glanced at it, unfazed. "Looks like a dozen docks in this city," he shrugged. I leaned in. We enhanced the image. The watch on his wrist. It's a limited edition. Only 5 were given out to the top marksman at the academy 5 years ago. Your year. That's when the mask finally cracked. Just a flicker in his eyes, a tightening of his jaw. But it was there. The friendly, easygoing cop vanished, replaced by someone cold and calculating. The air in the room grew heavy, charged with unspoken threats. He stopped talking about procedures and alibis. He just stared at me, a predator sizing up its prey. The game was over. He knew it, and I knew it. Now, it was just a matter of who would make the next move. He leaned back in his chair and a slow, chilling smile spread across his face. It was a smile of pure arrogance. "You have no idea, do you, Reyes?" he said, his voice dropping to a near whisper. "You think this is about one dirty cop? One little gang? The Raven Syndicate isn't a gang, detective. It's an institution." He started naming names. Judges, politicians, business moguls, people who were untouchable. He described a web of corruption so vast, so deeply woven into the fabric of the city, that my investigation felt like a child throwing stones at a skyscraper. "You can't stop this," he hissed. "You can arrest me, but you're just trimming a weed. The roots run too deep." His words were meant to break me, to make me feel small and powerless. And for a second, they did. But then, anger surged through me. Hot, righteous anger. "Maybe," I said, standing up, "but I'm starting with you." That's when he snapped. In a blur of motion, he lunged across the table, his chair clattering to the floor. His hands were reaching for my throat. We crashed against the wall. A brutal, desperate struggle. It was strong, fueled by a cornered animal rage, but I had years of street fights and a fire of my own. We traded blows, the small room filled with the sounds of impact and grunts of pain. I finally got the upper hand, slamming him back into the table and cuffing his hands behind his back. It was over. As two uniforms hauled him away, Lucas turned his head, his face bruised but his eyes gleaming with a terrifying victory. He leaned in close, his voice a venomous whisper in my ear. "This changes nothing. I'm only the beginning." He smiled that chilling smile one last time before he was dragged out of sight. The silence he left behind was deafening. I stood there, catching my breath, the weight of his words crashing down on me. He wasn't the mastermind. He was just a pawn, a loyal soldier, and the real leader of the Raven Syndicate. The king on this corrupt chessboard was still out there, watching. And now, they knew I was coming for them. The real fight had just begun. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you enjoyed this dive into the dark side of the city, please hit that like button and subscribe for more Tales from the Shadows. Your support means the world and helps me create more content like this. Let me know in the comments what you think Reyes should do next. Until next time, stay safe out there.